Let's take a trip down memory lane. Memory stored away in your minds. And whether it's you, a device, or anything else, it has memory. We all have memories stored away. And who's to say if they're remembered in the afterlife? I'm sure there are. But let's say that some memories you have are not your own. I myself have memories of the war, and I've never been there. I have lots of detail. I have memories of a place in New York, very popular, but I never lived there, but I remember being in there. How about you? I think you know who I am by now. And welcome to episode 58 of the Late Night Audio Show. It has been a while, but it's getting colder outside, and I figure you stay inside and be warm and have something to listen to under your blanket, by the fire, or both. Just be warm, safe, and healthy. And as always, I wish you the best. You leave going outside in the cold to me. I'll record that for you so you don't have to. Yeah, lots of memories, man. I go down memory lane all the time, and it's not exactly some stuff you forget, and a lot of it mostly ain't good, but it loops in my mind all the time. I'm not allowed to forget. I remember stuff my family doesn't even remember, which gives you that much more loneliness. They can't even remember what you remember, right? And it was such, and most of, and like even beautiful days. How can I not remember a day like that? But I can. I mean, people like assume you're certain things just because your memory's really good. They forget, I remember, you remember, and then blah. It could be good, or it could be a bunch of Karens starting nonsense. Yeah, it's all in your head. The days of school there, what you had for lunch, what you were wearing, who was in the hallway, those Halloween dances at night in school when you were very small. That's why Halloween's hard for me, because I miss those parties. There was nothing like the 90s. I was growing up in the 80s, but living in the 90s, you know? And there was no Halloween like those days and those nights. Especially, everybody went to town hall, costume party, get toilet paper, wrap your mommy up until she's a mummy. There was some creative costumes back in the day, not like now when people are lazy and they buy theirs. People back then created theirs. I seen like the best, it may have been cardboard boxes, but it was the best robot I've ever seen. Like, wow, he should have got first prize. I There was this bobbing for apples, which we used to do, but the chef one time, one Halloween that I'm talking about, he got smart and wanted to put him on a string. And I had my hands behind my back. I bit it, and I won a whole jar of candy corn. And I finished that jar so fast. But yeah, all that is behind you, and Any of you remember this? Yeah, those were the days. But it's all behind me now. And you just find yourself remembering, sitting in silence, and you did everything you wanted to do. Now you're waiting for above to do their part. But I want you all to keep making memories, keep being happy, keep being safe, and try to keep being healthy. You know, look out for yourself when nobody else will. Uh, sure, the memories are in my head, yeah, until the day, when they fade away. Oh, when I fade away to a better place. But yeah, you ever have an experience? A lot of memories that aren't your own? I don't know why. I don't know why I remember the war. I don't know why I remember that certain part of New York. You know, people, even sometimes I look at people and I could tell them things they know. And they're like, how'd you know that? And I just can't explain. I just can't explain how I do it. And it's not really. And when you predict things and then they happen, and what else can you do when no one believes you? Get involved, people. Save lives, even when they don't believe what you know. I mean, can you imagine how hard it is for someone who can predict things, even someone passing, and not knowing how to explain it to someone, and then you try, they don't believe you, and then you lose them? You know what that's like? I mean, is it really a gift? Or is it just torture? I want to know in the comments below in this podcast episode if you have memories that aren't your own. Because I'll believe you. Figure it's easier to leave comments instead of taking incoming calls. So, comment your memories. And thank you for joining me on this episode of the Late Night Audio Show.